Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. We don't normally start a replay like this, but this one looks quite unusual. It's a Progetto 65 and we're looking at its face. Yep, it's a rather unusual tank, isn't it? It's the tier 10 Italian medium. It's located on the south east spawn of Fjords under the command of the Royal Penguin. Game on! Well, he's painted a face on his tank. It's the tier 10 Italian, the auto reloader. It's got a 4-shot auto reloader, so it's still got the, if I remember correctly, it's a 105mm gun. Is that correct? Yes, it is. 360 alpha, 268mm with standard APCR, and with the heat rounds it will go up to 330. But remember, they have to unload or fire all the shots in the mag in order to switch to the heat rounds. Otherwise, it will just unload all the ones it's got and start loading all the other ones. Now, the Royal Penguin is actually in platoon with 2 tanks in this game: Bella Delphine and in the Batchat 25 ton, and Sally Squirrel. Or is it Squirt? No, Sally Squirt. What a name, honestly. I don't know how some people actually come up with these odd names. But the Royal Penguin's got a pretty good name as well, and he's from the Shitter clan. Don't blame me, that's what it says. Now, there is a fault with the replay in terms of the turret is actually facing forwards. Now that won't change for the entire game, it's fixed forwards. It's just an error that Wargaming have never bothered to fix, and consequently he's always going to be looking straight to his face, even if the gun's pointed somewhere else. You can see where he's actually pointed by the rescue. Okay, well, Sunny Squirt's deciding to go balls deep, and she's actually, or he, has engaged the enemy, and they've killed one tank already, a Progetto 65. And they're now going after the enemy around here. Then one shot into the... Oh my gum! And he rolls the Sheridan after splatting it. And the kill shot, he gets that one as well. Now the enemy STB-1 apparently crashed in that instant, or somewhere else. Not sure if it was around here or elsewhere. But anyway, the enemy are down by 1 tank at the moment. Bella Delphine got into action, and he's just managed to ammo rack a Batchat 155-58, so we're now going for the IS-7. He's got 3 shells in the mag, ready for the next one. Now he's got all 4. Okay, now his teammates are actually reloading at this moment, but he does take a kill. Well, no, it wasn't him who got the kill, it was the Viz 55 on his team. The team is steamrolling over the enemy. This is going to be a very fast game at this rate, and all 3 members of the platoon are still alive for the moment. But Sally Squirt's on minimal hit points, and Bella Delphine is probably in the same boat, really. And there is an enemy inbound. It's a T110E4. It probably would be a good idea for Royal Penguin to take the next few shots, because otherwise his teammates might get wiped out. He's going after the T57 Heavy. Oh! Bella Delphine's going right in again after he did it last time, going for the T57 again, but his teammate parks in front of him. He's trying to cycle the reloader. There's another one. He could potentially take this guy out now with 1 more shot. Oh, he doesn't get it, so he's going to have to do another one regardless, and he gets him. So he's got his 2nd kill after the Sheridan. That T110E4, while he's being surrounded by multiple teammates, and Sally Squirt's decided to go in again. I'm afraid Bella Delphine did die. Don't know who saw him die or her die. That's not the way to drive a T110E4. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I suppose this all came about because they rushed in as fast as they did. And now we've got the rear end of an FV215B 183, and he's dead. 1 more Death Star down. There's only 2 enemies remaining. One of them, T57 Heavy, has just died, which means that the last enemy is the M48 Patton. And I think that's the tier 10 pattern, isn't it? Yeah. The M48A5, which is actually quite a decent tank. Decent medium. Okay, we're almost in. First shot just does a critical hit. It hits the tracks. He's trying to let his reload go through. This guy's just given up. He's raised his gun turret. Oh no, he's dropped his run turret. Now he's raised it. And now Royal Penguin's just blasting rounds into his side. And there's the kill shot from the 55 to end the game. I'm amazed that Sally Squirt survived so long. Here's the end of battle stats for the first game, and it was a second class tanker for the Royal Penguin in the Progetto M40 Mod 65, the tier 10 Italian. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 8, and he got a fire for effect for more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, but no other medals. If we look at the team scores, we can see that he did get beaten by that Viz 55 right towards the end. He managed to get, 400 hit points more, so that's why he's ending up on top of the table with the high caliber, whilst, at least I think he didn't even get the high caliber, that one. So he got the top spot, whilst the Royal Penguin picked up 4,317. And we can see Sally Squirt did well with 3,235. And where's Bella Delphine? There he is with 1,298. When it came to kills, it was shared between the Royal Penguin and Autumn's Fall in the Viz 55. They both got 3 kills each. Nobody on the enemy team managed to get more than 2 kills. When it came to base XP, it was Autumn Falls again who's got the top spot. 990 base to him, 924 base to the Royal Penguin, and we can see Bella Delphine 762 and Sally Squirt 734. Royal Penguin fired 18 rounds, got 17 direct hits and 13 penetrations, damage of 4,317 hit points, of which 1,796 were at more than 300 meters. He received 1 hit. It was a penetration. I think that was right at that moment that they engaged the tanks around the corner, or on the corner, when he hit the Sheridan. What a way to roll that guy. I mean, he put so much force into that. The guy just literally spun over and then he finished him off. It may have been the IS-7 that actually hit him as he was just engaging the guy. 6 enemy vehicles were damaged, 3 were killed, 296 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 37,075 credits, and after repair, ammunition, respawn, consumables, he actually ended up with a loss of 2,775 credits, mostly down to the consumables though, because I think he did fire nothing but standard ammo throughout the entire game, but he certainly did use up the consumables, and that's why, of course, he ended up with a small loss, but it's only a small one. 924 XP times 4 for the first victory, 208 for playing in the platoon, and 5,752 experience points altogether. So I said that's the first game because we've actually got another one from the Royal Penguin. Both came in at the same time. And because this was only a short game but a rather furious one, I thought, yep, we'll do the second replay right now. The second game has the Royal Penguin in the Manticore, the tier 10 British light tank. He's on the westbourne of Airfield. Game started. Well, this vehicle also has a 105mm gun, the same as the Progetto, but it's not the same gun. That was a 105mm, but that was an auto reloader. This is a single shot light tank, 105mm caliber, capable of 390 alpha, 268mm of pen, and that's with the premium rounds because he's only loaded premium rounds for this one. 2 rounds of HE as well, just in case, I suppose. 480 alpha from those. You can get a good reset if necessary, and of course sometimes with light vehicles you can overwhelm them. Oh, we spotted somebody and he's trying to back into a position where he can spot them. T110E3 and the Wizzy 1-4. He's not firing yet because of course if he does he'll get spotted straight away. At this moment all he's doing is providing help to his teammates to show them where the enemy is. He's not going to open fire because if he does, they'll shoot him. Well, many of you know that the Chimera has got very good camo capability, and you can see that right now. He's in plain sight of them, but they can't see him. Great camo. It's a very small tank. Very, very low on height. As you can see here, it's only got 2 people, the commander and the driver. And he's just spotted an STB moving up as well. Huge number of enemy tanks around that central area. I guess he's knocking down trees so he can give a shot. Oh, he's just spotted a Jagdtiger up there. I'm not sure he can get a shot on the guy, but he tries. He did. Oh, he did get spotted. I think he got spotted by the nearer tanks, not by the Jagdtiger. The Jagdtiger will have known he was fired on, but I don't think he saw him because he was just too far away. You can see he's just at the edge of the view range. Okay, ST1 not looking in this direction. Doesn't get penned. Now the bad thing about the Manticore is you don't get a whole lot of ammunition. You only get 20 rounds. And that can be critical because if you run out of ammunition, there's not a lot else you can do except spot, and oh, he gets hit by 2 enemy tanks. One shot came in from the T10, the other from the 60 TP. He's lost over 1,000 hit points. And now he's down to just 207. This is the bad thing about the Manticore. It's got very light armour. The heaviest armour is on the turret at the front. It's 80mm. The biggest on the hull is only 50mm at the front. So you can see just about anything's fired in its direction. If it contacts, it's going to be lethal. At that sort of angle, he's not likely to pen, but if the guy turns slightly, he might get this. Yep, he got it. He just angled wrongly, that ST1. The other good thing about the Manticore is its speed. It can do 68 kilometers an hour, which makes it on the fast side. It's also very flat, as I said before, which means that it's very difficult to spot in the bushes. It's got great camo. You saw that great camo in use as basically the enemy couldn't see it, even though it was in plain sight until it fired. Pumps one into the A phase 1. Now the Manticore was originally known as the Chimera 1955, but of course Wargaming had already put a tank into the game with the name Chimera, so they didn't want to confuse people and they just made up the name Manticore to satisfy their needs. Well, Wargaming make up tanks, why not make up names? He's turning his tank around because he couldn't get his gun to bear on the ST1. It doesn't have a very good gun elevation, it's only 8 degrees, so he's had to be inventive here to get a shot on target. That's where he hit him the last time, and it went through again, but he did get spotted. Well, the team are doing well so far because they're 1 tank up on the enemy, or rather they were, but now unfortunately they're even. The ST1 managed to avoid being penned there. And looks like one of the enemy tanks, possibly their light tank, a T100 LT's managed to make it to the cap area. Now he might have to make a dash away from this area just to go and get a reset. And this is where those HE rounds are coming very useful. He pumps another one into the ST1 but does get spotted. No Arty on this game, so no worries about being suddenly stunned or disabled. And it looks like he is going to try and get the reset. This is also where the fast speed of this little light tank can be useful. The other problem with this vehicle is the reload. Because it's only a crew of 2 and it's quite a high caliber, 105mm, the reload time is quite long. It's normally 13.42 seconds and he's got 12.57. I think he's about to find the T100 LT or the T30. Somebody just fired in his direction. Now he might be able to get a defender if he gets this reset. Just got to find him first. There he is. Yep, he gets his reset. And that's a defender medal. And he escapes without the T100 being able to get something in response, I should say, not respond. T100 is down to his last few hit points as well, and he's decided to leave the cap area by the front entrance, and it looks to me like he's going around the back. Now, I think that the Royal Penguin knows that this is happening, and he'll just sit on this corner and wait for the guy to arrive and then blast him once. There he comes. Hello. Goodbye. That was a very dumb move, that, because he was seen leaving the cap area at the front, and all that the Royal Penguin had to do was wait in ambush and then pick up his prize. That T-30's in a bit of a pickle as well, because he's in a fairly obvious position, and I think that the Royal Penguin can get a shot into his rear as well. Locked on. Thank you. 364 hit points right up his jacksie. Can he get another one? No, because of the reload time. He might get one when the guy pops up if he carries on in that direction. The alternative is to actually head towards Temple Mount, and he might then catch the guy as he's on his way down front. The Viz 55 can't see him at the moment. No, he's decided he's not going to do that. He can still ambush that T-30, and it looks to me like now he's going way down south to get a better angle on the guy. If he gets far enough out, he might be able to see him. Oh, and nope, because the Viz 55 just killed him. Okay, so now what he could do instead is try and get position on the enemy. As far as we know, there's a Kunstpanzer somewhere in the centre, a Centurion back at their cap area, a Jagdtiger who was up on that ramp but now appears to have come down, and the one that's in contact with our teammates at the moment is the Unis 16. Now he's asking for help from the ST-1. Oh, and the Kunstpanzer's gone, which means now the enemy are in trouble. The Royal Penguin's only got 10 rounds in total, so he's only got half his ammo left. There's the Unis. Oh! It says he didn't hit it. I felt sure that shell actually did hit the Unis, but it just didn't do any damage. Now this could be dangerous because the Jagdtiger might see him. He won't be able to kill the Unis with one shot, but he might be able to wound the guy big enough. And the Unis just killed our ST-1, which now means that it's 3 against 2. All he can see is the top of the Unis. And he gets him. 373, which means he's a one-shot. Oh, but we lose the 257. Now, can he get up behind the Jagdtiger and do some damage to him? It's 2-all now. And at the moment, the Viz 55 is our last teammate. We're way down on hit points on the enemy. We've got 484, they've got 2052, so they've got the advantage. I think all that Royal Penguin can do is try and set up ambushes. He's got the Jagdtiger. It pens, 344, that's a good start. Now, that was a shot against the Viz 55. Can we get another one in return? That long reload. He is firing APCR though. Oh, he doesn't get that one, and it looked like a shell was coming back at him but didn't do any damage. There's the Unis. The worry is that he goes up to the... Oh, now we've got a problem. 2 against 1. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of an ask. He's got 207 hit points and he's against 2 enemy tanks. He pumps one shell into the Jagdtiger before the Jagdtiger can get anything back. Now he needs to get round and try and attack these guys to stop them getting into the cap area. They're not going to be bothered about trying to stop him getting into their cap because of course they've got the advantage, numbers. All he can do now is harass them as best he can, stripping away their hit points, trying to deny them the ability to get to the cap. Once they're in the cap area and they've got the protection of those... oh, there's the Unis. No! Oh! And he was seen. I don't think the Jagdtiger's going to make an attempt at the moment. He's gone round the far side. But the Unis is definitely going to go for the cap area. And he's so low on hit points. He's only got 207. Remember, he took those 2 big hits right at the start of the game. The Jagdtiger's looking this way, but he can't get a shot. So now it's up to the Royal Penguin to try and ambush the Unis. They've got 3 minutes 38 seconds left on the clock. Oh, he's going to have to do all the work now. And I'm sure he's going to be regretting losing all those hit points at the early start of the game. So all he can do is ambush. He hasn't got the hit points or the armor to try and fight it out with them face to face. He's just got to pick the right moments to put a shell into them and then run away quickly before they can do anything. Here comes the Jagdtiger. Yep, gets another shot into the guy for 4 row 2. I have the feeling one of them might go into the cap, encourage him to come around and make a shot, and then the Udas will probably make an ambush of his own. Okay, well the Jagdtiger is in the cap area. Is he going to come out? No, he's not. Okay, so he's staying in there and daring the Royal Penguin to come in and get the reset. Yeah, he says problem. No hit points, that's all. He's got no hit points. This is an awful situation to be in. They're going to be waiting, and they're probably going to be thinking he's coming from this angle. Oh, he gets a kill on the Udas! Very well done, and he's managing to get past the gap before the Jagdtiger could take a shot at him. In fact, the Jagdtiger went to hide instead. And... oh my gum! He's right behind him. He pumps around into the Jagdtiger. He's got him by the rear, but this doesn't normally work with tank destroyers like that because they just back themselves up against the rock face and then they can force you to move away. If you try to stay there, then they will either flip you over and bully you to death, or they'll back you up against the rock and turn and then blast you out of existence. The Jagdtiger hasn't got enough time to cap. He must have realised that now. He's come out of the cap. It's 1 versus 1 against the Jagdtiger. He's got twice the hit points that the Royal Penguin's got. He's done a great job so far, but he's still a 2-shot. 564 hit points. Remember, the alpha is 390. Mind you, the other thing is, of course, ammo count, and I forgot about this as well. He's only got 1 round left. It's an HE round. He's only got 480. Alpha, if he gets a high roll, all that he's going to get is 480, and that's not going to be enough to kill the Jagdtiger. He must have realised this and I didn't. And this is where the ammo count becomes critical for this tank. The best he can hope for now is try and ambush the Jagdtiger from afar with an HE round, and I don't think it's going to do much more damage than 80 or 100 hit points, because that guy's got heavy armor. The last thing he wants though is for the Jagdtiger to get a shot on him, because that would give the game away. Yep, all he can do is try and ambush the guy from afar. But I think it all comes down to ammo count in the end. If only he'd had nothing but premium ammo, he would have won this. There he is. You can see him in the distance, and again the gun elevation lets him down. He can't get the gun to bear, and the clock ticks out, and that's it. Well, that was a crying shame, because it wasn't the Royal Penguin's fault as such that he ended in that situation, because he might have been able to survive if he had loaded full nothing but premium APCR the whole way. At the end of the game, he would have had enough ammo left to go in there for one more ambush to possibly get some more damage against the Jagdtiger, or at least 2 shots I should say, because one of the shots he did fire at the Jagdtiger was an HE round. It didn't do much damage, it just basically exploded against the rear of the vehicle, but he just couldn't shoot him from a distance and get the win. So sadly, this one is a draw, down to ammo in the end. It was a second-class tanker for the Royal Penguin in the Manticore. He got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he ended up with 6. He got a 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle. And yes, he did get a Battle Hero medal. He got the Defender for resetting the cap on that T100 LT. And then, of course, getting the kill on the guy afterwards. But in the end, it was ammo count. Yeah, this thing is a real pain because you don't get enough ammo to complete the mission. Team score. Well, he did get the highest, well, he was the highest scoring player alive, but he wasn't the highest scorer in the game. The M46 pattern, the tier 9 pattern, got 4,533 hit points. The second highest damage was the VIS-55, who just couldn't stay alive long enough to help the Royal Penguin take the win. 4,287 to him. And then we got the Royal Penguin with 4,179, and all of those were bigger than the highest scorer on the enemy team, which was their AE Phase 1 with 3,710. Their Wizzy 111 Model 14, I think that is, who got 3,409, and the UDES 2,993. We can see the Jagdtiger didn't do that much damage, 1,411, but then he was sniping from the back, if you remember, right from the start of the game, and Royal Penguin did actually fire at him, and that's when he got badly damaged by the enemy team. When it came to kills, it was the pattern again. He got 7 kills in that game. 6 kills went to the UDES 16, and that was a very nice kill by the Royal Penguin. That one, an ambush kill, a drive-by almost. He saw the UDES there. He had enough time to spot and recognise that he could get that kill, and just basically carried on moving and shot him on the move. 3 kills went to the T30 and to the VIS-55, and we can see the Royal Penguin only got 2 kills, but it does put him in joint 4th position alongside the AE Phase 1 on the enemy team. Let's have a look at the base XP. Yeah, it was a draw. The M46 pattern, because of the amount of damage he did, got 982. The VIS-55 got, actually, sorry, it's the AE Phase 1, got 752. And then it's the VIS-55 alongside the UDES 16. They both got 705. The Royal Penguin only ended up with 616, which was behind both the Wizzy 111 Model 15 and the T100 LT, which is surprising. That guy got more hit points, or more XP rather, probably from spotting more than anything, than the Royal Penguin did, and he was alive at the end of the game. Royal Penguin fired 19 rounds. He couldn't fire that last HE round because he couldn't elevate the gun. As I said, it's only an 8-degree gun elevation, which means you have to park in the right way to get the gun to artificially elevate by basically parking on your side. It's a bit difficult. Guns like that, of course, it can't raise because it's so flat. This tank is very, very low, and in order for the gun to elevate, it's actually going down into the hull of the vehicle. Almost right through the hull of the vehicle anyway. 16 direct hits on the enemy, 12 penetrations, 2 splash, damage of 4,179 hit points, all of it at close range. 2 hits received from the enemy right at the start of the game, both penetrated, both really basically crippled him for the rest of the game because he didn't have enough hit points to trade with the enemy. And he got 8 enemy vehicles spotted, 6 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 killed, and 200 hit points of damage resistance. And he got 100 defense points by resetting the cap multiple times. He got the T100 LT, and then he reset the Jagdtiger as well. 33,391 credits received for the battle, 3,960 for the Achievements Award because he got the Battle Hero Medal, 56,027 credits altogether, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, and remember, yes, he was using premium ammo with the exception of the HE round, the single HE round that he fired. He actually ended up with a loss of 106,000, I think it's 696 credits. Just check, put my glasses on again. Yes, 106,696, yes, so it's quite a big loss and a bit disappointing as well, but he did all he could. Really, in the end, it was down to the type of ammo he carried in, and of course the fact that he did get hit by those 2 shots right at the start of the game. 616 XP, 377 for the Achievements Award, took away 1,490 experience points altogether. The Manticore does give you these sort of battles, I'm afraid. It's just, as I said, down to the ammo count. It's so low that you get these events where you can't trade. You literally cannot trade because there's no hit points really to trade with. And you've only got a single shot gun which will only fire once every 15 seconds or thereabouts. Which means obviously that it's very difficult to get hits on the enemy unless you're doing it by ambush. So a very good game by the Royal Penguin. It's a pity it wasn't a win. It would have been nice if he'd had 2 rounds of APCR right at the end, because I think that round he fired into the Jagdtiger's rear would have penned and got him 300, and then the next one he could have shot from a distance and he would have taken the win for sure. So I hope he will actually rethink his ammo count in future. He'll probably keep his eye on it. I certainly didn't, and I forgot about that. I should have kept my eye on it as well. So maybe when I play my Manticore, if I ever do get a Manticore, I will be very conscious of the number of shells I've got remaining. If you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And please do let other people know that we've got a second channel. It's called The General, where you can watch great replays without any commentary whatsoever, but they are absolute fantastic replays. Virgin clients normally, unless of course I can't get the client to work, but it's normally Virgin clients, so there's no mods or anything like that to distract you, and it's exactly as the players saw the game when they played it. Thanks for watching.